are now rocking with the best. Can I get a hit? Hit it, hit it. As always, what up, y'all? Source here. Welcome to the sixth, I think it's the sixth episode of Source is Chillin. Source is Chillin. What more? You heard the theme music. You heard the theme music. Shout out to my man Docs One, my old group mate back in the day. Grown folks, Mike Source and Docs One. He did the music for me, did the intro music for me. So I appreciate that. I will say it was my concept. He executed it, put the beat on there, and boom, bam, theme music. Every good hero needs theme music. That's what I heard from the Jack of Spades. I'm gonna get you, sucker, you dirty mother. Don't you say that. I'm gonna teach you the crime, just don't pay. Dang. It's amazing the things that just pop into your brain automato when you start singing. You remember the words automatically. When's the last time I sung I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? But anyway, this is the Sports Fluent YouTube channel. Sports Fluent YouTube channel. Shout out to Fluent. Shout out to Chill, the star. Chill is the. I was about to say if this was Bad Boy, but I don't think I don't think Fluent wants to be P Diddy. I don't think Fluent wants me to refer to him as P Diddy because I was gonna say that Chilltown would be Biggie, Sports Fluent would be P Diddy, but I don't think he was gonna like that. I don't know if that's a kind thing to say. He might take it as an insult. It's not an insult. It's just a thought. But anyway, this is the first time I've been on this channel at 8 o'clock. I usually do 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. Um, and sometimes my people from TikTok will pull up. Not so much at the 8 o'clock hour because this is new. This is a new thing, but I actually have the YouTube popping over here. Niner Gang Bang Bang, what up? Got the YouTube over here. Got the TikTok right here. But I really need the TikTok people, to pull up on the YouTube side. Either way, the vibe is the vibe. I appreciate y'all hanging out. So this is, like I said, this is the sixth. If I'm not mistaken, this is show number 6. And as I stated, this is the first time doing 8 o'clock. So this is a new look. A new look for me, but we're going to get it done. Got a couple of topics we're going to get into. I realize, and I probably realized this before, but I am a podcast, not junkie, but definitely a podcast enthusiast. Not just talking about the shows I do, the stuff I do. I'm talking about watching other people's shows. As you know, if you, it's a little dry out here. Excuse me, give me 1 second. It's a little. Oh, that's liquor. It's not liquor, it's water. It's okay. Those who get it. But I realized that I am definitely a podcast enthusiast. I watch a lot of shows. Everybody that follows me should know that I watch Cam and Mace. It is what it is because I'm always talking about the terrible things they say and or do on the show. Although I like the show, don't get it twisted. I like the show, enjoy it. I watch it every day, every episode that comes on. I watch, so I'm hooked on it. I do watch the Mark Jackson show, Mark Jackson and his son Blue, or Mark Jackson the second, or Junior, or whatever. Blue is his nickname. I watch that show. That's more wholesome, a lot more wholesome actually, because it's Mark Jackson. He talking about the Lord. The Lord comes first. Post a link to the YouTube, and I got you. Appreciate you, Hog. Let me see if I can do that. Like I said, I'm on both channels right now on the TikTok page over here. Excuse me, and the YouTube. Where is the, oddly enough, Oddly, there it is. I was like, where's the comment section? Let's see. I don't know what the link is, but the name, I'll type the name. Sports Fluent it is. Sports Fluent it is. My man Harp, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. So, like I said, I watch all the Cam and May shows. I watch the Mark Jackson show sometimes. I watch Unc and O show, Nightcap. Hopefully, if you follow me on TikTok, hopefully you saw my uh, parody, I guess. It was a parody of Nightcap. It was called Night Rap. Shout out to Hawk. He know what I'm talking about. Night Rap. It was me and um, my man Wiles. Wiles is 28-year-old hip hop head. He loves old stuff, new stuff, borrowed stuff, blue stuff when it comes to music. And we did our thing. It was very Unc and Ocho, you know. I remember the first time somebody called me Unc, I was like, and the second time somebody called me Unc that I can remember was a family member, a cousin, a second cousin, younger cousin. And I was like, you know I'm not your uncle, right? I ain't know. I didn't know that Unc had become a term of endearment or whatever the case it was in the moment. That was a few years back. But time goes on and we be that. Night rap is that new. You know what it is, Hawk. You know, night rap is that new. Appreciate you. It's Hawk and you mad. Like I said, TikTok's up as well as the YouTube page. So feel free to pull up on the YouTube channel again, Sports Fluent, or if you type in sources chilling, the show should come up for you. But let's get into it. Actually, let's see. Oh, I have to mention, I'm sorry, the point of the mention of podcast enthusiasts was to let you know that I watched um, Kid and Play. Kid and Play has a show called The Funhouse. Yes, the only Kid and Play you know. The only Kid and Play you know in existence. Them. They have a podcast. And today's or this week's or the most recent show's guest was Chuck D. Do you know how dope that is? Chuck D used to bring Kid and Play on tour with Public Enemy. And I say bring them on tour because it would be Public Enemy's tour, but it's not like Kid and Play weren't popular. I mean, Kid and Play were stars. They were hip hop stars, superstars uh, overall because they were also in movies and on TV. So they were household names or closer to household names than Public Enemy, even though you know Public Enemy is Public Enemy. You know how we get down. But shout out to Kid and Play. It was a dope show, and they mentioned my city because they were talking about where tours used to start. And they were talking about an old tour that started in Richmond. And I was like, yeah. Then they said the show that they were talking about. And I was like, I was there. I was there that night. They came to Richmond to kick off a tour. It was, I want to say 87. I want to say 87. I'm going to just go with 87. It was 87. That's what I'm going with. But yeah, I vividly remember that show because the conversation was about Dougie Fresh. And I vividly remember Dougie Fresh being the fifth act because it was six acts that performed. Dougie Fresh was fifth. I remember him specifically because he said, man, it's a lot of beautiful women out here in Richmond. It's beautiful women in Richmond. He said that audibly, and I started looking around because I hadn't been to many shows at that time. I was young. I was a kid, actually. But I hadn't been to many shows at that time, and I had never heard anybody say anything like that because I hadn't been anywhere. So I thought that was a dope thing to say. And I remember that moment because I was pretty close to the stage at that time. So I remember that moment. And then Eric B. and Rakim were the closers of that night. So I definitely remember the end of that show being Eric B. and Rakim. If I remember correctly, Eric B. was on the stage, Rakim, as whatever was playing. I don't know what song it was, but he, popped up out of the floor on a spinning joint, and he kind of turned around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ill hip hop memories, man. Ill hip hop memories. Chuck D was necessary. You know it. Chuck D was the real deal Holyfield. Yeah, and Kid and Play had a cartoon as well. Absolutely. They were on lunchboxes. Kid and Play was real. Like, I don't think people understand because sometimes, you look at Kid and Play later on and you're looking at them like they was probably corny. They weren't corny. They were just what they were. They were just what they were. They were never thought of as being corny. They weren't like thugging it, but they weren't corny. They had music, they had joints, they had movies, the House Party series, as well as other things. They had the cartoon. They were a big deal. So, and right now, Play actually is a professor at Virginia State University. So, shout out to Play, repping VA, Virginia State. That's like in Petersburg, which is about 30 minutes from Richmond. Matter of fact, if I can connect with Play, I will take that trip. Maybe sit in on a class, get an interview. You know, I'm just thinking of things that could happen. Y'all know Play? Any of y'all know Play? If y'all know Play, tell them hit my line. Tell them hit my line. Nah, they weren't corny. They were necessary. What up, Maul? Necessary for the party. I am. I see. I just watched the show today because I had forgotten. I hadn't really thought about the fact that he was teaching at Virginia State until he said it. And I was like, oh, yeah, because he was at North Carolina Central for a minute. Shout out to my man Corleone, Knife Wonder, Fonte, Big Pooh, everybody, Yazzie Ray, everybody that went to North Carolina Central. But Play was a teacher or a professor down there previously, and now he's at Virginia State doing a hip hop class. So that's dope. That's dope. What up, Eric? So let's get to the real stuff. Like that's just a little preliminary jump off, but let's get to the real deal, Holyfield. This show is sponsored by. It's not sponsored by anybody. However, if you would like, you are welcome to pretend this is a sponsor. This is my book, Shorts from Source, 31 thoughts, poems, and stories from me. $10. Hit the Cash App. What's the Cash App source? $ MICSOURCE. That's Mike Source. $10. Send your address. I will autograph it and ship it out to you over the weekend. Boom, bam, chicken, no ham. All right. So earlier today, I heard that. Well, like I mentioned, I was watching Cam and Mace this morning, or at some point today, and I heard that there was a conversation, or maybe a voting. It was probably anonymous. Now that I think about it, an anonymous voting by the U.S. men's basketball team, talking about who is the best player on this roster. Also, before I get into that, Kawhi Leonard has dropped out of the Olympics. He's dropped out of being part of the U.S. Olympic team. It seems that it was a decision that was made between Kawhi and the Clippers. A wise decision, one would say. I don't know why it couldn't have been made earlier. I don't know why we had to get into practicing before this decision was made, but a wise decision, I think. An odd decision, however, is the fact that Derek White was called to replace Kawhi Leonard. I don't know that Jaylen Brown appreciated that because he posted something very odd on social media. So they call it cryptic. He posted something. What up, Baba G Cuts? He posted something cryptic on whatever platform he was on, X, Instagram, could have been Facebook. I don't know. But he posted something cryptic. Basically, to me, looking like, dog, y'all picked Derek White. Not necessarily that Derek White wasn't a good choice, but ain't nobody called me. I'm the Eastern Conference Finals and NBA Finals MVP. Why y'all ain't called me to replace Kawhi Leonard? I am Kawhi Leonard. What do you mean? What do you mean? And I totally agree, even though he didn't say any of that. He didn't say any of that, but he said it. Read between the lines. Hey, we over Oakland. We on the YouTube joint. We doing the 8 o'clock. We did 8 o'clock, so we're going till 9. But anyway, that was an interesting addition to the story that I was already referring to, which was the U.S. men's team before Derek White with Kawhi voted on who was the best player on the team. Why this happened, I don't know. I didn't get the Texicanos. What up? I don't know why this was a thing. I don't know why there was a vote. I don't know. I assume it was anonymous because I can't see it being publicized. But, like, of the people you all know that is on the U.S. Olympic team, who do you think was voted number one? It wasn't unanimous. It wasn't half the team that voted for this one person, but it was 5 people. 5 people voted for one player on this team and said that he was the best player on the U.S. Olympic team. I see you, Ace. I'm just waiting to see if anybody else takes a shot. Nope, nobody else? Cool. Because Ace got it right anyway. It was LeBron. LeBron got 5 votes as the best player on the U.S. Olympic team. Now, 3 players got 2 votes. 3 different players got 2 votes. Okay, so and what I did not do, what I meant to do but did not do it. I meant to write down the players that are on the U.S. team. I didn't do it though. We can probably do it real quick. Is it 12 or 13? I think it's 12. What up, lower ninth? Let me write them down real quick. So we got LeBron, Steph, KD. We're gonna say Kawhi for now because the vote was done while Kawhi was still part of the team. AD, Trey Murphy the third, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing a couple of obvious people. LeBron, Steph, KD, Kawhi, AD, Trey, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo, I think. That's 10, so I'm missing 2. I'm missing 2. Thank you, Ace. Devin Booker and who could the other person be? Who could the other person be? I don't know. We're not gonna get stuck on who the other person is, though. Bruh, I don't know. I don't be on YouTube like that, but I appreciate it, Oakland. If you figure it out, you let me know. Oakland asks, "How do we share the live?" I don't know. On YouTube, I have no idea. But anyway, so what I was going to do is go through who I think each player voted for. Now, I said that there are 3 people that got 2 votes apiece. Those 3 people are Steph, Anthony Edwards, and Drew Holiday. The vote was for who is the best player on the U.S. team right now. LeBron got 5 votes. Steph Curry got 2 votes. Anthony Edwards got 2 votes. Drew Holiday got 2 votes. Woo! I love the fact that Drew Holiday got 2 votes. I love that because I guarantee I would put money on it. He didn't vote for himself. I don't know if you could vote for yourself. I'm going to assume you could, and I know he did not vote for himself. I don't think his personality lends to voting for himself. Appreciate my man Harp. The other player is Halliburton, Tyrese Halliburton. I was about to call him Tyrone Halliburton. Chico, what up? Pull up on the YouTube. Come on over to the YouTube if you can. The you okay. If I said the Facebook or the if I said the Facebook, that sounds old. I don't think the YouTube sounds old. I really mean pull up on the YouTube channel. But the Facebook, I'm pull up on. I mean, I'm gonna be on the Facebook. No, that's not the same feeling. Yeah. No, we didn't get canceled yet. We moved to 8 o'clock. It was a last minute change. Last minute change. But anyway, I'm gonna run through who I think voted for whom. So we know 11 of the votes went to the players that we've named. So LeBron got 5, Steph got 2, Anthony Edwards got 2, Drew Holiday got 2. That's 11 votes right there. There's only one vote left. In my mind, that vote probably went to KD. I'm gonna guess that other vote went to KD. So we're gonna assume yo, we're gonna assume that you could vote for yourself because we're gonna assume that you could vote for yourself. Actually, you know what? You know what? Actually, it may be a better thought if you couldn't vote for yourself because that leaves 11 players. Steve Kerr is the coach. 11 players, 12 votes. 11 players, 12 votes. Okay, timeout. Let's put a pin in this conversation for a second. Shout out to my man Harp and not Mrs., Ms. Harp, Ms. Harp, Harp, the other half, his better half. So the other night I was on a live DJing. Now y'all know, some of y'all know, I'm not a DJ. I don't call myself a DJ as of yet. I am learning how to DJ. Working on it. It's been a couple months. A couple, like 2. At the end of my live the other night, a gentleman who I don't know in real life, but I have known over social media for 2 years maybe. He pops in and out for a good portion of 2 years. He's bought gear from me. I don't think he bought a book, but he bought gear from me. He might have bought a book actually. I don't know. But he pops in the lives every once in a while. Appreciate you, Chico. He took it upon himself to say, "Hey, Source, I saw you live the other day." He had just come in. I was done DJing, practicing, whatever you want to call it. He said, "Hey, Source, I saw you DJing the other day." This is unsolicited. This is unsolicited. This man said, "You need to work on your mixing and blending." Just some constructive criticism. Now, I am not above criticism, constructive or not. But we doing criticism in a public space, unsolicited criticism in a public space. That's what we doing. I think I think the social media coolness, and I'm cool. Like don't get me wrong, I'm laid back, cool, no stress. Like, I ain't worried about none, all that good stuff. But the audacity, the audacity to pull up in my life and tell me I need to work on my mixing and blending and its constructive criticism when I didn't ask you for your constructive criticism, that to me is crazy. It's crazy. So Harp is over here being a comedian because he was there. And we had jokes about it after it happened. Harp said, a source, my girl said, have you been working on your mixing and blending? Ooh. Oh my gosh. It's still funny. To this day. To this day. To this day. Yo. I'm sorry, y'all. That was funny. So shout out to Ms. Harp. Double. I don't know if this is, do people double salute? I don't know if that's a thing, but she gets the double bam bam salute on the comedy. Oh man, wild world, wild world. But anyway, back to this vote. So we got 12 players. If none of them could vote for themselves, that's 11 votes. And like I said, five, seven, nine. Well, five and then two for three different people. That's 11. So maybe there wasn't a 12th vote. Maybe there wasn't a KD mention or an AD or whoever else as the best player on the team. So let's figure it out real quick. You got to edit that part of the live. Yeah, because his name doesn't come up. It doesn't show his name, so it's cool. It's not bullying, and he's like, I don't know him. He's a nice guy. He shows up for me. Like I say, he bought a shirt or two. He might have bought the book. I don't know, but he always pulls up with cool words whenever he pulls up. It's random, but it's happened over the years. But anyway, let's get to voting. All right. So if you can't vote for yourself, who do you think? We're just gonna run through the players real quick. Who do you think LeBron voted for? Who do you think LeBron voted for as the best player on the U.S. team if he couldn't vote for himself? I think there's three options, but I really think there's two options. I think AD is an option, but not really. I think LeBron would say Kevin Durant or Steph Curry. And being that he has been beaten by Steph Curry in the finals, and he's beaten Steph Curry in the finals, but he has been beaten by Steph Curry in the finals. I think that LeBron said. I think LeBron said Steph Curry. I think LeBron said Steph Curry. That's what I'm going with. LeBron said Steph. That's what I say. Now, who would Steph say was the best player on the team? I think Steph would say LeBron. I feel like Steph would say LeBron. And we got to get to 5 votes for LeBron. We got to get to 5. Who would Kawhi Leonard say is the best player on the U.S. Olympic team? Remember, 2 people have to say Drew Holiday, 2 people have to say Anthony Edwards, 2 people have to say Steph Curry, or one more person has to say Steph Curry. I feel like, who would I say, Kawhi? I feel like Kawhi would say LeBron. I feel like Kawhi would say LeBron. Or would he? Let's go. Let's come back to Kawhi. We'll come back to Kawhi. Who would Anthony Davis say? That's LeBron. Ain't even. That's not even a conversation. Anthony Davis is gonna say LeBron because he sees him every day and he knows what it is. So that ain't even nothing to discuss. Who would Devin Booker say is the best player on the U.S. team? Your choices are LeBron, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Steph Curry. That's it. Who did I even say? Who did I even say? Who did I even say? Why not? What up? Hey, Blast is everywhere, bro. Who did I say? Who did I say, Chico? I'm losing my mind. Who did I say just now? Who would KD have said is the best player? Who would KD have said is the best? KD is gonna say LeBron. New LP drops on the 17th. Word, that's what's up. Let's see, the 17th. That's Wednesday. That don't drop in next Wednesday. Oh, by the way, we're on YouTube, uh, on the Sports Fluent channel, home of Sources Chillin, my show that I do on Wednesdays. That's fire. Look, I'm acting like this is the only topic at this point. You think KD would say Devin Booker because he sees him every day? I'm not mad at that thought. I feel like he'd say LeBron just because he reveres LeBron. But you might be right. You might be right. Who would Anthony Edwards would? I can't see Anthony Edwards saying anybody other than himself. But I don't. I mean, judging by what they said, maybe you couldn't vote for yourself since there were only 11 first place votes mentioned. So who would Anthony Edwards say was the best player on the team? Oh, that's dope. So, why not, fam? Is Blast, and Blast is dropping a new project on the 19th. They've got a new project dropping on the 19th, so that's dope. Salute. I'm still waiting on that interview. Why not? Why not? Yeah, why not? Because why not, right? I'm not waiting on that interview, but just throwing it back out there. Just in case. Just in case. Because you got the new project. Bam. Everybody needs a source interview in their life. So, Anthony Edwards, let's see. I can't see him saying anybody, dog. You know what? You're right, Hawk. But KD didn't get any votes. KD didn't get any votes. That's the wild part. As far as we know. As far as we know, he didn't get any votes. Which is crazy in itself. Ain't that crazy? Best player on the team and nobody said KD? That's crazy. That's crazy. To me. Anyway, let's see. Drew Holiday. Who would Drew Holiday say is the best player? Uh, who would Drew? Jason Tatum. He'd say Jason Tatum. I'm going with that because that's his teammate. Now we wait. Jason Tatum didn't get any votes. He can't say Jason Tatum. But Jason Tatum might say Drew Holiday. Wow. I need to see the actual voting because this is crazy. Just trying to figure this out. This is crazy. I'm gonna say Jason said Drew. Bam, Bam, LeBron, Devin Booker, Steph. So that's 2 votes for Steph. Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, Trey Murphy, Anthony Edwards. And I only say that because they're both young. You said JD and Devin picked Drew. Yeah, that sounds legit. That sounds legit, actually. I can see Booker saying Drew because we've seen Drew lock up teams, players, guards in the West previously, and he's still doing it in the East, which is nuts in itself. Shout out to Drew Holiday. Yeah. Who would Kawhi? Kawhi would have said LeBron. That would have been the 5th vote. I'm just going with that. Kawhi would have said LeBron. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an actual 5 votes for LeBron. We got Halliburton saying Anthony Edwards and Trey saying Anthony Edwards. That's 2. Jason saying Drew. And I know you said Devin saying Drew. I don't know. But either way, it's crazy. It's crazy to think. Now I got to do more research on that topic alone because that's an interesting thought to figure out who said what and if they would ever make those votes public. They probably wouldn't because if LeBron ain't say AD ain't say LeBron, Drew ain't say Jason, Jason ain't say Drew. Like, you don't know how people gonna react to that. So we'll probably never know for real. But anyway, are any of y'all, I know some of y'all, do y'all pay attention to the WNBA? If you pay attention to the WNBA, today was fire. It was fire today. There were 5 day games. One was at 11 a.m., one was at 12 a.m., 12 p.m. No, 2 were at 12 p.m. One was at 3 p.m., one was at 3:30 p.m. East Coast. 5 games during the day. A lot of people ask why they got day games? Why they playing during the day? I'm just getting up. It's the middle of the week. Why they playing on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock? The reason they've done these day games over the years is because of their relationship with kids camps, having kids camps with these WNBA teams, and it's connected to that a lot of times. So you have a camp, a bunch of kids, they pack the stands, and you have a day game. Special for them. It's a special moment, and it's an incentive to come to the camp as well. This season, with so many games having, or so many teams having record number of ticket sales, it was even more lit than usual. For real, it was even more lit than usual. But I bring up today because I want to let y'all know something. I told you this last week, somewhere along the line. Maybe it was alive, maybe it was here. Caitlin Clark she cooking a little bit. She is cooking a little bit. The other day she had a triple double. People went crazy because she had a triple double. And yeah, triple double, cool. If you watch the game, she played okay. Like she got off to a fast start. She played fine. It was cool. It was cool. It's a triple double. You can't argue it. And they won. But wait, and they won. And that was against New York, if I'm not mistaken. That was against the number one team in the league. But if you saw today, even though they lost, today, Caitlin Clark went hamburger, ham, crazy, nuts. 29 points, 13 assists, 5 boards, 5 steals, 3 blocks. I watched the game. She went crazy. She went crazy. Also, 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 I had 3 FanDuel lineups, and she is the only person I had in all 3 lineups, and she had like 73 FanDuel points. She went crazy. The next closest person had like, I'm sorry, Asia, who I'm going to mention in a second, also uh, had crazy numbers as well. But Caitlin Clark, today, she went crazy. Ain't no denying that. She still don't play defense. She still whine. She still push off every play. But she went crazy, and you could see it. You could see it happen. I figured I, I actually put her in my lineups because she went off against Washington, which is who they lost to today. She went off against Washington last time they played, and I know Washington doesn't have a guard that can guard her for real. So I figured she's gonna do the same thing today. And that's what she did. So Caitlin, thank you. I played what, $27? No, I played $29. and I won 85. Can't knock the hustle. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Caitlin. Appreciate it. Yeah, comfortable and a weak defense. But here's the thing: nothing against Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell was the person that she was top five in scoring. She's still top five in scoring in Division One history. I think she's fourth or fifth because it's Caitlin, Kelsey Plum. I want to say Kelsey Mitchell. Maybe she's third. She's top five. Either way, she's top five all time in Division One scoring for a career. But Kelsey Mitchell is a get the ball in my hands, dribble, 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 shake you type person. And I don't know. Personally, I don't know if that is the best other option, second or third option, whatever you want to call it, for a team with Caitlin Clark. If you're trying to get the best out of her, which is clearly what's happening in the league, clearly what's happening with the team. They're trying to get the best out of Caitlin, the most out of Caitlin, and push her to heights never seen before. But with another guard that is a run around and jack that joint up type player, I don't know. I don't know that that's the best combination. So I'm predicting if anybody gets moved, if anybody leaves Indiana out of those three, Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell, it will be Kelsey Mitchell because she might just be the odd man out. She might. She might. Just throwing it out there early in case it happens, then y'all can come back and tell the people. Source said this back in July. And we'll all be like, yeah, he did. We got the tape to prove it. But anyway, the other person that went off today was Asia Wilson. She goes off every game. But today, 24 points, 20 boards, 4 blocks, 3 steals. What is wrong with this woman? What is wrong with this woman? Y'all seen y'all seen 40-year-old virgin? 40-year-old virgin, the black couple, the neighbors of Steve Carell. She said, "I'm trying to get on you tonight." Whatever the lady said, he said, "What is wrong with this woman?" Yeah, that's how I feel about Asia. What is wrong with this woman? Because she be going crazy. She is the second player in. Since we like to throw out random accomplishments, she is the second player in WNBA history to have 24 or have 2020 with 4 blocks and 3 steals. The other one, Sylvia Fowles. Crazy. And Vegas won 84-79 over Seattle. They did their third visit. So shout out to Caitlin Clark and Asia Wilson for going off today. Ah, man. So I was watching one of those podcasts that I talked about earlier. Actually, I was watching Shay. What is it called? Un- Uncle Shay. Whatever it's called. Whatever the show's called when he interviews people. He interviewed Megan Good. It was live. It wasn't a live interview, but it was posted today, I should say. Today is the first day that it was live on YouTube. I noticed something that doesn't bother me personally, but I know that other people are put off by it. Megan Good, at least 2 times, at least twice, alluded to herself being pretty. Like, I forgot what she said for the first time, but it was clearly that's what she was saying. But the second time, she was saying as a kid, she prayed, like, Lord, she didn't pray real prayer. She prayed stuff like, Lord, uh, help me to be as pretty as one of the ladies, one of the people from En Vogue, one of the women from En Vogue. Then she said, and that happened. or something to that effect. I was like, okay, okay, Megan, I'm not mad at it. It reminds me of when LeBron first said, like, in a matter of fact statement, LeBron was like, yeah, so being that I'm the best player in the world at this time, blah, 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 blah. Y'all remember that? At least eight, maybe 8, 10 years ago, LeBron said that statement. And some people acted like he said, my name is Jesus and I've come to save you all. People went crazy because he said, matter of factly, that he's the best player in the world. Aren't we okay with facts? Like it was true. It was a true statement. It was, clearly a true statement. Same as saying Megan Good saying something alluding to the fact that she is pretty. But I imagine that there are people that heard her say that, and will probably see. I feel like we'll see at least one TikTok, one reel of her saying that, and then somebody responding to it. I feel like we should be okay with things that are pretty factual. Like it's not a. I mean, it's subjective, but is there any question that Megan Good is pretty? Like I don't think it's a question. LBJ is in fact the GOAT. I'm not mad at that idea. I'm not mad at that idea. I have defended that thought. It's not necessarily my thought, but I get it. And if we said the best all around player, I'm like, it got to be LeBron. It got to be. Like, who else is going to be? Who else is going to be? Yeah. So I've had that argument. But the funny part about that argument is that people get mad about it as if out of the thousands of players that there have been in the NBA at his worst, and if you wanted to nitpick and then just put other people over LeBron just because, you're not going to get past like 7, 8. You're not gonna go past 7, 8 at worst. If you don't like him and you're nitpicking, you're not going to get past 7, 8 of all the players that have ever played in the NBA. At worst. So why do people and the general consensus is that LeBron is second. I could argue third, and I can get third. I can get with third because I don't think Kareem gets the actual respect he deserves, but I know why that is, or I feel like I know why that is. But being mad at somebody who thinks they're the best player in the world when they're argued as the second best player in the world, how you gonna get mad at him? What? It ain't like he's the 158th best player in the world, who is probably still really good. It ain't like he's the 440th. He's second probably for a lot of people. So why is it such a crazy argument between one and two when one could be two and two could be one? And even if you hate two, you might revere one, but two is still two. Two is still two in history. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. People are crazy. That's the key. People are crazy. Hey, Fluent may not agree. Fluent definitely doesn't agree. Fluent is on a rampage. That man's life mission is to bring down LeBron. Although I think it's a front. I think it's a I think it's a thing. I think that the people have fought against that idea so much, or fought for that idea. Some people have fought for that idea so much, and he just took an opposite stance. And then they started to annoy him, and then he said, "Well, this." Sometimes when you give facts, the facts start to mount up, and then when somebody's trying to refute the facts and say wild stuff, you be like, "I mean, this is true, and this is true, and this is true," because you're presenting facts. That's how I feel. And that's the kind of arguments I get into with people about things all the time. Because some people cannot put their emotions to the side enough to appreciate greatness. Speaking of not putting your emotions to the side enough to appreciate greatness, I imagine there's some people who would say that I do that when it comes to one of the next um, two mentions. Eminem has a new album dropping on Friday. Today is Wednesday. Eminem has a new album dropping on Friday. It is called The Death of Slim Shady. I am of the idea. I've I haven't even said like Eminem's not top 50 or top 25 or top 15 or whatever. I haven't actually said any of these things, but I made a post a few years ago. I made a TikTok, which I don't like saying, it just sounds weird. I made a TikTok a few years ago saying that Eminem is not top five. It wasn't even about Eminem, it was just five rappers that I named. And then they mentioned Eminem in the comments. You would have thought that I said that Eminem uh, can't keep a beat. You would have thought that I said that Eminem is horrible. The people went crazy. Mainly a specific group of people. Mainly a specific group of people. But there were enough others in the mix that it had me like, bruh, are y'all being for real? Sometimes, in my opinion, people can't separate popularity and sales from actual skill. That's my thought. Oh man, you see the darkness fall real quick? I should have brought the light out here. Hey, TikTokers, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna finish these last 5 minutes, but I need some light. I need to cut on the light or something, so I got to use the phone for the light. What up, Truth? Pull up to the YouTube channel Sports Fluent for the next 5 minutes. What up, Wiles? I mentioned you a few minutes ago, but we got to go from here because we need a little bit of light on the other side. Sports Fluent channel, YouTube. Now, see what I did there? See what I did there? Will it work? I don't know. Probably not. Will I ever stop? Yo, I don't know. But anyway, let's see if the light helps. Oh, I might go blind. I'd rather go blind. I might go blind with this light in my eye, but at least you can see me, right? Man, that boy light skinned it. Don't call me boy. Don't call me boy. I just said it in jest. Don't do it. Yeah, light skinned it, boy. That light hit your face. Yee, that joint crazy. Anyway, Eminem has a new album dropping on Friday. The Death of Slim Shady. I am going to review this album on Friday night. I think Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure, but I'm going to review two albums. The other one is from one of my favorite artists of all time and also one of my favorite producers, Common and Pete Rock. They are dropping The Auditorium Friday. Ooh, man. High expectations? No, I don't have high expectations. I don't have lofty expectations. I'm not expecting like super duper fire. I'm expecting some quality, but I'm going to be good with it one way or the other. The same way I was good with the Tribe last album. We got it from here. Thank you for your service. I don't think that's the most fire album of all time, but I appreciate it because of it being my favorite group, because of nostalgia, and because it was some good joints. It was good to hear them together again. Rest in peace, Fife. I'm glad to hear Pete Rock back with some 90s vibe ish type beats. And I'm definitely glad that Common is not preaching. Because I ain't gonna lie, Common's my guy. Like I said, he's top 10 for me personally. He was at one time my favorite rapper. But dog, when we got into the preaching albums, I was like, I got to check out, dog. I can't be here for this. I don't need to hear 18 glories on one album. Glory. I don't. That's not what I signed up for. I did not sign up for 18 glories. I did not sign up for 18 glories at all. So I'm looking forward to this album. They said when they first mentioned the idea months ago, maybe a year ago, it was mention of a 90s vibe, Common doing a 90s vibe album with Pete Rock. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So, Friday evening at whatever time, 10 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern, whenever everybody else goes to bed, is pretty much what it's based on. I will be reviewing the Common and Pete Rock album and the Eminem album. So we're going to listen to them from front to back, depending on how many joints it is. Like if Eminem got 44 songs, we're not going to do 44 songs. It just ain't going to happen. But if we got a good 12, 15 even from either or, we're gonna get into it. I might actually post a review earlier during the day if I have time and if I get a chance to actually listen to them thoroughly. But at worst case, Friday night, we're gonna get into it and listen to those albums. Cool. So make sure y'all pull up on TikTok. On TikTok, not on YouTube, not here, but on TikTok. Uh, at the regular spot, you know where we be at Source, of course, on TikTok. Woo! Time flies when you're having fun and you're telling stories and you're talking. But we have reached that time. We have reached that time in our day where we have less than 2 minutes left. It's been a good time, though. Got off these thoughts, little podcast talk, some USA men's team talk, WNBA, confident people, and a little album talk for Eminem and Pete Rock. Both albums drop on Friday. I'm gonna be listening. I'm definitely looking forward to Common and Pete Rock though, and I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Just hoping for the best. Just don't be trash. That's all I care about. But before I go, let me get this out. Hold on. Wait. Let's see. Uh, old bars, not coming to my brain, but it's okay. I hate to be a cocky, but sometimes you got to spit in their faces. Sometimes you got to get in their faces. Because some cats be thinking that they ish is the Matrix, when really their whole style is officially basic. Look, who said you was nice and what was the basis? Whether you rap, produce, whatever the case is, repping PJs or Burbs, whatever the place is. I'll always be ahead of you, whatever the race is. I done what you're doing and been where you're trying to go. From robbing and copping and selling and buying the dro, Church Hill to the Ville to hell and supplying the flow. So what the you people steadily eyeing me for? Believe me, sonny, I've been through the high and the low. Done seen the things you killing and dying to know. And spit those words you feeling and trying to show. Relax, young buck, your spirit is trying to grow. But you don't want to learn. It's them imaginary stripes that you want to earn. That's all right. Do it your way. I'm going to do it my way, the fly way. My exhaust. And this is Child's Play. Y'all have a good one, man. Be good. Appreciate y'all. Yeah.